Hello and welcome back. Nestled on the northern shore of the Firth of Forth, the picturesque town of Culross in Fife. It's a journey back in time. Its cobbled streets, charmingly preserved 17th century buildings and an air of timeless tranquility make it a true hidden gem of Scotland's heritage. A legend has it that when the Brittonic princess and future saint Thenu, daughter of the King of Lothian, became pregnant before marriage, her family threw her from a hill off a cliff at a place called Traprain Law in the Lothians. She survived the fall and was soon met by an unmanned boat, and some say it was pulled by fish. She knew she had no home to go to, so she got into the boat and it sailed across the Firth of Forth to land at Culross, where she was cared for by Saint Serf. He became foster father of her son, Saint Kertigan, or, as Glasgow knows him, Saint Mungo. Also, be sure to check out my video on Glasgow Cathedral a bit more about Saint Mungo and Glasgow's connection. In the 16th and 17th centuries, Culross flourished as a bustling hub for coal mining and salt panning, industries that brought wealth and prominence to the small town. The remnants of this prosperous era are still visible today, particularly in the iconic Culross Palace. The ochre-coloured marvel, built between 1597 and 1611, was the home of Sir George Bruce of Carnock, a wealthy merchant who built Culross Palace and whose elaborate family monument stands in the north, transparent of the Abbey Church, established a coal mine at Culross in 1575. In 1590, he constructed the Moat Pit of Culross, the first coal mine in the world to extend under the sea.
Culross substation. This early 17th century house was restored for use as a substation by the South of Scotland Electricity Board in consultation with the Council of the Royal Borough of Culross. It was commissioned on Thursday, 4th October 1962 by Senior Bailey Mrs. N.M. Boston. That's a substation there. That's a cool looking MG.
There was considerable export trade by sea in the produce of these industries. The town's role as a port declined from the 18th century, and by Victorian times it had become something of a ghost town. The harbour was filled in and the sea cut off by the coastal railway line in the early part of the 20th century. The outer pier has recently been the subject of restoration work. As I wander to the village, it's impossible not to feel the echoes of its vibrant past. The streets are lined with beautifully coloured houses, with their red-tiled roofs and brightly painted doors creating a postcard-perfect scene. It's worth noting that if you come here you might see that some of the streets have slabs in the middle and cobbles on the outer sides. The slabs were for the more well-to-do and rich people of the area to avoid the rubbish and any slops or sewage that ran down them. And if people lower down in the hierarchy, so to speak, were seen to be using the middle, it was seen as a criminal offence. Many of these buildings have stood for centuries, their walls imbued with the stories of the lives that once filled this town village with the sounds of daily life. In more recent years, Culross has found new fame as a key filming location for the beloved television series Outlander. Fans of the show will recognise the town as the setting for Cranemuir, the fictional village that plays a significant role in the early seasons. The Market Cross, with its iconic market square, served as a backdrop for pivotal scenes, including Gellis Duncan's dramatic witch trial. The charm and authenticity of Culross made it the perfect choice to bring Dana Gabaldon's 18th century world to life on screen. Visitors can almost picture Claire and Jamie Fraser walking through these streets, their stories seamlessly blending with the real history of the village. It's also here at the Market Cross that Jamie and Claire rescue the thief Thomas when his ear is pinned to the post. Later in the spring of 2018, the Outlander cast and crew returned for Season 4 filming. Filming took place outside a house near the Market Cross. This was scenes in the episode of Season 4, Episode 7, Down the Rabbit Hole, involving the character Bree. Yet, Culross is more than its historical and cinematic allure. It's a place of living culture and community. The town's small population works tirelessly to preserve its heritage, ensuring that future generations can experience its unique charm. The National Trust for Scotland has played a vital role in restoring and maintaining many of its buildings, safeguarding Culross as a window into Scotland's past. The views from the top of the hill, as you can see over the Firth of Forth, are breathtaking, a reminder of the town's once thriving connection to the sea. It's a place to pause, reflect on the passage of time and the enduring beauty of this remarkable village. Another notable building apart from the palace is Culross Townhouse, formerly used as a courthouse and prison, but rumour has it it's possibly the place where Lilias Eady, the lady from Toryburn, tried for being a witch, was actually held. This is Admiral Thomas Cochrane, 10th Earl of Dundonald, styled Lord Cochrane between 1778 and 1831, and he was a British naval officer, politician and mercenary who spent much of his life in Culross, where his family had an estate. The bust is the work of Scott Sutherland and can be seen just outside the townhouse. Serving during the French Revolutionary and Napoleonic Wars in the Royal Navy, his naval successes led Napoleon to nickname him Le Loup de Mer, the Sea Wolf. He was the first Vice Admiral of Chile, and Cochrane's life and exploits inspired naval fictions of the 19th and 20th century novelists, particularly the fictional characters of C.S. Forrester's Horatio Hornblower. Culross is a testament to the power of preservation and storytelling. Whether you come for the history, the Outlander connection, or simply to lose yourself in its timeless streets, this enchanting town leaves an indelible mark on all who visit. As you walk the cobbles, you become part of its story, a thread in its tapestry of a place where history truly comes alive. Thanks all for watching, and remember to like, share and subscribe. And here's to the next adventure, folks. Cheerio, bye bye.